Strength comes in different forms, but society has long celebrated the loudest, most visible kind. We're taught to admire those who dominate rooms, command attention, and openly display their power. The alpha male archetype, bold, assertive, and always in charge, has become our default image of male strength. But there's another type of strength that operates below the radar, a quieter power that doesn't need to announce itself or seek validation. This is where Sigma males enter the picture. Unlike their alpha counterparts, Sigma males don't rely on social hierarchies or external validation. They move through life on their own terms, guided by internal principles rather than social expectations. Their strength isn't performative, it's functional, purpose-driven, and deeply authentic. What's truly unsettling is how certain Sigma traits reveal the insecurities often hidden beneath typical alpha behaviors. While alpha males work to maintain their position through constant displays of dominance, Sigma males demonstrate a different kind of power, one that makes traditional alpha acting look like compensation rather than confidence. This isn't about declaring one type superior to another. It's about recognizing different expressions of strength and understanding what each reveals about human psychology. Let's explore 7 Sigma male traits that, when viewed through an objective lens, show just how limited the traditional alpha concept of strength really is. Number 1. They are detached from ego. Alpha's identity is tied to status. One of life's hardest tests comes when we must choose between being right and finding the truth. It's in these moments that our relationship with our ego becomes crystal clear. For alpha males, their identity and their position become so intertwined that challenging one feels like attacking the other. When their ideas face criticism, they often respond defensively. When proven wrong, they might change the subject, shift blame, or double down rather than simply acknowledge the mistake. This happens because admitting error feels like losing status, something their ego cannot tolerate. This attachment to being right creates a subtle but significant weakness. It limits growth, prevents learning, and damages trust. People notice when someone values their image more than the truth, and respect erodes accordingly. While Sigma males also possess healthy egos, they see them as tools rather than identities. They separate their sense of self-worth from their ideas or positions. This doesn't mean they lack confidence, quite the opposite. Their confidence is so strong that being proven wrong doesn't shake their sense of self. In discussions, this ego detachment allows them to consider ideas on merit alone. They can change their mind based on new information without feeling diminished. They can give credit to others without feeling threatened. They can admit mistakes without defensiveness. The freedom from ego attachment gives Sigma males a unique advantage. While alpha males expend energy protecting their image, Sigmas focus entirely on finding the best solution. One is concerned with looking right, the other with getting it right. Perhaps the strongest person isn't the one who never falls, it's the one who can admit when they've tripped without feeling any smaller for it. Number 2. They can thrive alone. Alphas fear being alone. In order to be comfortable with others, you must first be comfortable with yourself. This old wisdom reveals a fascinating divide between personality types. Have you ever noticed how some people can't seem to function without their social circle? That's often the alpha male's hidden struggle. Behind the confident exterior and social command lies a surprising dependency on others. Their calendar stays packed, their phone constantly pings, and their weekends fill with plans. This isn't just about enjoying company, it's about needing it. For many alpha males, being alone creates a real discomfort. Without others to lead or impress, they face a quiet emptiness they're not equipped to handle. Their identity becomes so intertwined with their social position that solitude feels like losing a part of themselves. Contrast this with the Sigma male's relationship to solitude. They move between social settings and alone time with equal ease. A weekend with no plans is like a perfect chance to dive into a project, explore a new place, or simply rest. Their sense of self remains intact whether they're in a crowded room or completely alone. This self-containment creates a unique kind of freedom. While alpha males often make decisions based on maintaining their social position, Sigma males can choose paths that others might not understand. They can walk away from toxic situations, decline invitations without anxiety, or take time for themselves without explanation. The ability to be completely self-sufficient isn't about being antisocial. It's about having the inner resources to find fulfillment regardless of external circumstances. And in that self-sufficiency lies a strength that no social status can provide. Number 3. They lead by example. Alphas lead by force. Leadership reveals itself in countless small moments. How someone guides a team, influences decisions, or handles disagreements shows their true approach to leading others. Alpha males typically embrace command and control leadership. They give direct orders. They make decisions unilaterally. They expect immediate compliance. When faced with resistance, they might raise their voice, make threats, or use their position to force agreement. Their leadership philosophy centers on a simple belief: to lead is to be in charge. This forceful approach produces short-term results but creates long-term problems. People follow orders but without genuine buy-in. They comply to avoid conflict rather than because they believe in the direction. Once the alpha's attention shifts elsewhere, effort often fades. While sigma males possess the same potential for assertiveness as alphas, they use it differently. They don't demand respect, they earn it through consistent actions. Instead of telling others what to do, they show what's possible through their own behavior. Their words and actions align perfectly, creating a natural credibility that no title can provide. This leadership by example generates deeper commitment. People follow not because they must, but because they want to. They see the results firsthand and naturally want to emulate the approach. This creates momentum that continues even when the sigma isn't present. The contrast is most visible when things get hard. When problems arise, alpha males often increase pressure and demands. Sigma males simply roll up their sleeves and do the work that needs doing. One tries to push others harder. The other shows others how. The most powerful influence doesn't come from authority or control, it comes from being the person others naturally want to follow. Number 4. They don't rely on validation. Alpha males do. Pay attention to how people react when they do something good. Some quietly move on to the next task. Others need everyone to notice their accomplishment. Alpha males fall firmly in the second category. Behind their confident exterior lies a constant hunger for approval. Watch them after they share an idea or complete a project. Their eyes scan the room, looking for nods, compliments, or signs of approval. Without this validation, their confidence often crumbles. This need for external approval creates a hidden weakness. Alpha males end up making decisions based not on what they truly want, but on what will earn them the most praise. Their choices, from the clothes they wear to the careers they pursue, become shaped by what others will think. Sigma males function differently not because they're better, but because their sense of worth comes from within. They measure success by their own standards rather than waiting for others to confirm it. When they do good work, they know it's good, whether anyone else notices or not. This self-validation gives sigma males a kind of freedom that alphas rarely experience. They can follow their own interests, even unpopular ones. They can make decisions that others might question. They can walk away from situations that don't serve them, even when staying would earn them points. The contrast becomes clearest during disagreements. When faced with criticism, the alpha scrambles to regain approval. The sigma considers the feedback, accepts what's useful, and discards the rest, all without the emotional turmoil that comes from having your self-worth shaken. True confidence isn't loud. It's the quiet certainty that comes from knowing your worth doesn't depend on anyone else's opinion. Number 5, they have emotional control. Alphas rely on aggression. Pressure tests reveal our true emotional makeup. When plans fall apart, when challenges arise, when someone pushes our buttons, that's when our real capacity for control becomes visible. Alpha males typically respond to pressure with displays of dominance. Their voice gets louder, their gestures become more forceful, their language turns aggressive. This reaction stems from a simple belief: strength means showing power when challenged. But there's a fundamental weakness in this approach. True emotional control isn't about expressing anger. It's about choosing your response regardless of the provocation. When an alpha raises his voice or pounds the table, he's not showing strength. He's revealing that his emotions are dictating his behavior. Sigma males operate with a different kind of emotional processing. When faced with the same pressures, they maintain their composure not through suppression, but through regulation. The initial emotional surge hits them just as hard. They feel the same anger, frustration, or disappointment. The difference lies in what happens next. Dr. Daniel Goleman, expert in emotional intelligence, explains that emotional mastery involves the ability to recognize and manage emotions in ourselves and others. For Sigma males, this skill becomes second nature. They experience the emotion, acknowledge it, then choose their response based on what will actually resolve the situation. This emotional control creates a remarkable advantage. While alpha males waste energy on displays of aggression, Sigma males channel that same energy into effective solutions. One gets caught in the emotion. The other uses it as information. The strongest person in a conflict isn't the loudest. It's the one who stays focused when everyone else loses their composure. Number 6. They don't need to dominate to be respected. Respect comes in different forms. Some people command it through power and intimidation. Others earn it naturally through their actions and character. Alpha males typically follow the first path. In meetings, they talk over others. In groups, they position themselves as the decision maker. In conversations, they steer topics toward areas where they can showcase expertise. These behaviors stem from a belief that respect must be claimed through dominance. There's an interesting cost to this approach. When someone constantly works to establish dominance, people notice the effort. They may follow along, but often with reservation rather than genuine respect. The compliance an alpha receives might look like respect on the surface, but it lacks the depth of true admiration. Sigma males take a fundamentally different approach. They don't enter rooms looking to establish position or control. Instead, they focus on substance, contributing valuable ideas, demonstrating competence through actions, and treating others with genuine consideration. What's remarkable is how this low-key approach often generates deeper respect. People naturally turn to Sigmas for their insight, not because they've demanded attention, but because they've proven their worth. Their opinions carry weight because they're thoughtfully offered, not forcefully imposed. The contrast becomes clear during group challenges. When problems arise, alpha males often double down on asserting control, sometimes creating additional tension. Sigma males focus instead on finding solutions, naturally drawing others toward their calm competence. True respect isn't seized through domination. It's earned through consistent demonstration of character, competence, and consideration for others. And once earned, it lasts far longer than any respect won through force of personality. Number 7. They are unaffected by authority. Alphas are slaves to power. Woke into any meeting with a powerful person present, the alpha male immediately shifts into performance mode. His voice gets louder. His posture changes. He starts dropping achievements into conversation. Why? Because status matters to him more than almost anything else. This reaction happens automatically, and alpha's brain is constantly scanning the room, asking, where do I rank here? Who's above me? Who's below me? This status awareness is exhausting, and ironically, it reveals a fundamental weakness in the alpha approach. Sigma males operate differently, not because they're trying to make a point, but because their internal wiring doesn't register status the same way. They treat the CEO with the same authentic respect they show everyone else. Not more, not less. When an authority figure makes a questionable call, watch the contrast. The alpha either challenges aggressively to show dominance or agrees enthusiastically to gain favor. Either way, his response is calculated around status. The Sigma simply evaluates the idea on its merits, regardless of who proposed it. This difference becomes most revealing in high-pressure situations. When an important client or senior executive enters the picture, the alpha's behavior shifts dramatically. He becomes either overly accommodating or unnecessarily confrontational, both reactions driven by status anxiety. Meanwhile, the Sigma maintains his natural demeanor, not as some power move, but because status games simply don't register as important. This steadiness under pressure makes the alpha's status-seeking behavior look exactly like what it is: insecurity dressed up as confidence. If this video resonated with you, Consider subscribing to our channel for more content on the Sigma personality and other related topics. Don't forget to hit the like button and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Share this video with someone you think needs to see it. Thank you so much for watching. See you in our next video.